You got a good shot there.
You are live.
Yes.
Doing it.
Quit your heavy breathing.
I will never stop the heavy breathing.
Can't do it.
Welcome you to Porch Talk. This is the prelude to our Halloween episode. I have the minds that really help make it what it is. I got Danny Webb
What up, guys?
and Cobb.
What's up?
And together, they make Cobb Webb.
Yeah.
Believe it or
New
not.
movie just come out too.
You ain't saw it.
There's a Cobweb movie.
Yeah, it's a Cobb movie.
Yeah.
Speak on it.
It's supposed to be a horror movie. What is it about? It's a child getting haunted or something.
I haven't seen it yet either.
The dude on YouTube I watched said it's kind of like the first part of It with kids. Kid adventure movie of scariness.
There'll be one more part review on next year's.
Probably. So last year how did it all go down last year? We
Did the best of the 2000s.
Is that what it was?
Yeah.
And just to give the roundhouse, like what were some of the films? Do y'all remember the winner?
Yeah,
Strangers. Strangers.
Strong contention for a winner this year.
I don't think so.
I don't know.
I don't think so.
All right. So before we get into this year, what we were doing last year is I elaborate. What did we do? We did a playoff bracket for scariest movies.
We did like a March Madness of basketball replaced with horror movies, but randomly picked out of a Ziploc bag.
It was a lot of science behind it. Yeah, it was. Cobb was the mastermind behind bringing that up, and that kind of.
It's not like I'm invented it.
Well, it was fun. We enjoyed it, so we were like, "Hey, let's do this again." We have a little bit more of a different twist this year, though.
Yeah.
And I like the thoughtfulness of it. I'm excited about this year, but it also leads me to wonder what we'll do next. So this year the rules is we're doing sequels and remakes. And so out of the gate, I'm thinking of Evil Dead, the remake. That's definitely going to be in there. The Texas Chainsaw remake with Jessica Biel. And then when it comes to sequels, we'll definitely have Strangers 2, Terrifier 2. What are some movies that comes to y'all's mind?
Dr. Sleep.
Sleeper. Is that more of a prequel than a sequel?
It's a sequel. Tommy or whatever. It's
Tommy
grown man.
was old.
The little
He was
boy.
old.
He's grown, son.
Yeah.
And so to chime that to music did y'all know that the Red Clay Strays, Mobile, Alabama band, the chick in that film is wearing a Red Clay Stray shirt.
Really?
And
And
also
And
there
what?
is an A Partridge shirt in there. I own both of them, not the one that was in the film.
What film?
Dr. Sleep.
Oh.
So
Which
look,
chick? Rose? The hat?
long dark hair, and she
Yeah.
had the red Clay Stray shirt on.
Oh, no.
I have to rewatch it and find
And
out.
then
Movies based on Hollywood
and then
vampires.
the A Partridge shirt, the dude got killed in it.
For real.
So there's a little music history on that. When it comes to Mobile,
Cool to know. That's a nice little tidbit there.
I mean,
Yeah.
Little Easter egg in there.
I mean, do you ever think about these films, and some do it better than others. I like the B movies to where you have and that's a Stephen King. That's kind of a big deal, but you have these little Easter eggs in there to something cultural going on at that time that you really just relate to.
I don't know, man. You put me on the spot like that. Oh. I don't know. Do you ever watch a movie that's supposed to be in the 70s where it has a modern car in it? Like Rob Zombie's Halloween. I was like, what decade are we? There goes the
Yeah.
there
The
goes
nostalgia.
2007 Nissan Altima.
Yeah.
Things from the future being in there. Just didn't even know.
I was talking to Coop about Dr. Sleep. He's like, that movie's about Hollywood elitists using children as Jim Crow. I'm like, I didn't think of it like that.
All right, that's good analyzation there.
Well, that's Coop.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
We did a what would you say, 5-hour podcast for Coop?
Yeah, they never.
I still have it. I just never aired it. But
I can imagine that it could go on that long. Yeah, definitely.
well, there was a reason why it went on that long.
I wanted to delete it.
It never hit sunshine for a reason. They say sunshine is the best disinfectant.
Yeah.
Indeed. I went back and listened to it. I was just looking for something usable.
Yeah.
It wasn't there.
It's like, well, wasted another 5 hours of my life.
No, it wasn't. But it was fun.
Yeah,
Yeah.
of course.
Yeah, well, I wouldn't call it a waste.
Yeah.
What else would you be doing at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in the morning?
True.
Sleeping?
Yeah, that's about it.
Sleep. I work third
That's
shift.
about
Got
it.
time for that?
All right, so Cobb, you got your list out. What are you thinking?
I try to write down as many as well. I could do more than this, but what am I thinking?
Yeah.
Like you want to see my top tens?
I want to. I mean, this is an episode. This is a prelude.
Yeah.
And if you chime in, if you're watching, which nobody is, but chime in and
I got an Evil Dead on there and Texas
What do you
Chainsaw
think?
Massacre anyway. You done said that. Here's one I bet y'all don't have. Funny Games. Probably
Funny
never
Games.
seen that messed up movie.
Yeah, I've seen it come across my thing, and I was like, I don't know. It just didn't.
where's it available at?
I don't know. It's available
One
on
on
my
the
house.
stream. I've seen it pop up a few times.
It was a
Or
foreign movie, so it got Americanized, so it's a remake. Count it.
Okay.
Ring remake.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Ringu.
The Ring is a remake.
Yeah, it was like a
those Japanese version.
Yeah.
Oh, that's how in depth we're getting with these.
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, it's a remake. It's
a
not
remake.
the original, so it's a remake.
Fair.
What about the Crazies?
The
Underrated.
Crazies is also, yeah. Uh-huh.
So like when we went into this realm of like remakes, like I was thinking specifically like
With
Texas Chainsaw,
been
or
remade.
Evil
I
Dead.
mean, anything that's been remade, period.
Yeah.
Basically. Doesn't
Well,
matter.
it opens up the spectrum for me.
Yeah.
Yeah, man, I went there.
What, When a Stranger Calls,
Yeah.
that's also a remake.
Not a good one.
Not a great one, no, but it is a remake.
Have you ever seen When a Stranger Calls Back? That's the one. And I can't find it nowhere.
Yeah.
Have you checked on the kids? You ever heard that urban legend? The babysitter checked on the kids upstairs.
No, tell it.
You know, it's like the beginning when a stranger calls back. It's a babysitter. The wife and husband leave. The children are upstairs asleep. There's pizza in the kitchen. Then she gets a knock at the door, and it's like asking to use the phone because his car broke down and stuff. Then she's like, here, I called a mechanic for you. And then he finally just says, have you checked on the kids? He's like, you might need to check on the kids. She's like, what are you talking about? Then like she goes to go upstairs. He was inside the house. He's like ventriloquist voice.
Oh,
It's like behind the curtain right beside her.
So it's kind of like a I Know What You Did Last Summer kind of vibe.
More realistic serial killer. It was a movie I grew up watching on television all the time.
That would be like
The dude was
the
like,
most horrifying thing.
yeah, ventriloquist voice is crazy anyway. To make you
That is pretty-
be here
pretty
and sound
creepy.
like you over there.
That's a
That's a
That's a
talent.
very good talent. Yeah, definitely, and creepy at that because you could really screw some people with that.
Yeah. Make it sound like I'm on the other side of you. I'm going crazy.
I wonder how people do that, to be honest.
So,
Yeah, I mean, it's spoiler, but at the end, I remember he's like pretty much naked, but this woman had like a brick walls in her house, and he done painted himself like a brick. And she walks by, then he opens his eyes like
damn,
crazy.
That is,
Dude, that could
that's
be
dedication.
sequel.
Dedication right there.
That could be sequel. Didn't even think of that.
Yeah, it could be. Yeah, if it's straight how. Yeah, you're right. You're right. It's a sequel of a remake at that, so that could be double points.
That's
Go on both sides.
So yeah, I mean that brings up a great point. Is how How are we judging them? What is the vernacular of the sequel and the remake? Because the last time we did this, when we did the
2000,
the March Madness of horror, if you will, I felt like it really came down to just love of the film.
Yeah, I always say you got to pretend like you're eliminating one forever.
Yeah, I mean, you're pretty much coming out the same way. It is what's what you figured was better. If you're depending on if we're going to do just remakes against each other or just sequels against each other. I mean, if we do a sequel and a remake against each other, we just pick which one was better. Was the sequel better than this remake that was made, or whatever it was? So that's pretty much the premise. We just got to figure out if we're going to battle them head to head or do two separate battles and the battle of the ones at the end. Because I mean, it could go either way.
I think it'd be better if you do like one on one side, other on the other.
Just so do 20 and then 20, and then at the end, whoever wins out of those two, we battle the only.
Kind of want to make it where it's like, all right, this is the best sequel, this is the best remake. Battle it out.
Or we can go that direction. That is very doable.
When a Stranger Calls Back's only on Amazon.
Oh, that's where I saw it pop up. Yeah.
Carol Kane, you remember her? She was in The Jerk.
Mm-hmm.
Classic.
Great movie.
Blonde-headed lady. It was. Remember The Jerk? Steve Martin. Penguin's wife in the Gotham series.
Yeah.
Penguin's mom. Not his wife. But here's another remake I got. Old school classic. High school. House on Haunted Hill.
House on Haunted Hill. Yep.
Underrated, man.
It was good. It's definitely good.
It chapter 1. I don't care for chapter 2. Dawn of the Dead.
So,
zombies.
With something like it, to where it is a remake
and it has a sequel.
Mm-hmm.
You could do you could do that. I actually put on mine. I did Rob Zombie's Halloween as a remake, and then Rob Zombie Halloween 2 as a sequel. So you could have them on both sides.
So there's rules, but effectively you can bend them.
Well, yeah, I mean, yes, it is a remake, but it is a sequel at that. So I mean, you're looking at either just remakes and just sequels. So
there's some
even though it's a remake of a sequel of a remake,
it's still chapter 1 and 2. See, some people want to break it down like you Kill Bill Volume 1 and Volume 2 over there. They want to categorize it as one movie.
One movie. And
that's what us trying to get another Tarantino movie out of his retirement.
I think we all fell into that trap just for a second.
Mm-hmm. Definitely. But
what's the prep been like for y'all since we opened October? Cobb, I know that I don't know if you ever sleep on horror films, but what have you been watching?
Man, I'm kind of slacking, dude.
Nothing but sequels and remakes.
I watched Child's Play 2 at work. Got it made. This ain't nothing to do with this tournament, but I watched this movie on Peacock. Any of y'all got Peacock?
No.
I don't
have Peacock. Sick. It's underrated.
I've seen it pop up on something too. I think it's on something other than
Dude,
Peacock
it's
too.
like right when quarantine happened, and these college girls go to rent a cabin to get away. And this dude starts, stalking them, getting in the house, that's pretty good.
Trying to bang.
Yeah, there's just this one part.
If you would.
There's one part where she's running through the woods, gets to the highway, and somehow knocks the dude all out. And she runs to this car is coming. And she's like, let me in. And the driver, the lady in the car is like, you got to put on a mask.
yeah.
Did we watch this together?
Watch this at work.
What was that? What was that one movie?
Oh, that was you talking about.
Put on your mask.
That was Dash Cam.
That movie went hard, dude. It was so much fun. Have you seen it?
I haven't. No.
It's either you love it or hate it.
We should probably watch that when we get done here, dude. It was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Put on your mask. It's like, I don't have a mask. It's like, hold on, I think I got one.
Panties.
She got a mask in a Ziploc bag. But that's kind of funny because,
So
you could kill me, but this killer's unconscious, but he's gonna wake up.
what do you make of like throwing in movies that you absolutely know will be destroyed, but you had a lot of fun with them when they came out, such as
I got one.
such as a Jeepers Creepers 2, a very fun film.
I got one that'd be more destroyed than that one that I like.
Especially like, do y'all remember the school bus scene when he was picking out his victim,
Mhm.
and how much fun that was?
Yep.
And so like you go back to Jeepers Creepers 1, to which was a true, it was a brand new kind of horror, and then Jeepers Creepers 2, like in my opinion, it had a horror-esque essence, but it turned more like comedy,
Mhm.
especially because of that school bus scene.
How cool can we make these killings?
Yeah, that's the turn that they took, and then is there a fourth one? But the third one was actually about the vehicle.
There's a newer one that just come out recently. That
I'm not gonna watch.
It
Did you watch?
I watched it.
Yeah.
It's trash.
Yeah. it was different. Salvador chilling it out.
What's up, Playboy?
It was it didn't look like it had much of a budget.
Yeah.
CGI works.
Yeah, definitely.
And that was another thing I was going to ask. I've been having this discussion like at Monson's, or even.
You've been talking about this at Monson's?
Well, no, just we're in October, so we're talking about spooky films. We were talking a coworker of mine is named Jason, and he had never messed with Friday the 13th, and so we were like going through Friday the 13th with him.
Did you watch any of them?
He said he's going to, and like we were going through the lore of it, and I was like, there's a big fan theory on all this. Is the first and second one was actually his mother.
The second one's got Jason. It's just potato sack Jason.
But first one is
I
definitely.
talked about this earlier with Aunt. It's like, that Jason movie, Friday the 13th. Like if you was at the beginning of the Scream right now, you Drew Barrymore, you're dead. You got the question.
You got to get wrong. Yeah.
It's Mrs. Voorhees. Yeah. Then the second one, he ain't even got the hockey mask. He's wearing a potato sack, which I kind of liked.
Yeah.
And so, and that's another one that's on my list that's going to come up is Friday the 13th. Obviously, the second one.
Yep.
What do you make of like? We got how many remakes of Halloween do we have with Michael Myers?
We got one.
You have Rob
two.
Zombie did his.
Mhm.
2.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's just 2.
That was my unpopular movie, though. H2. That will get destroyed, but I'm like, this is the most.
We see it doesn't matter. You're going to have just like
And
in
most badass Michael Myers
and
ever.
that is a remake and a sequel.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I mean, where do you give points?
Well, I mean, you
H2
put the first
sequel.
one as the remake, the sequel as a sequel.
Dude,
You
It
have
gets
one
in there
and two.
twice.
I hated H2.
Well, yeah, but no, you have just the regular one, and then you have the second one of that. So
Fair enough.
that's where you have on both sides.
Do you feel
So,
me
yeah.
with H2 though? I don't even watch the remake anymore. But man, I'd be watching H2.
What do you make of like when you go into the
It's
sci-fi?
better to me.
When you go into the sci-fi realm, like, do we throw like Alien, Predator? How does that
Dude,
work?
I mean,
If
you
it's
can.
spooky, it's spooky.
Yeah.
It don't matter.
It can go in there either way.
You can put Zodiac up in there if it was a
Yes.
remake or sequel, but it's not.
No.
7.
Yeah.
Always is spooky vibes because it's spooky season.
Yep. Be anything paranormal. It could be anything sci-fi. It could be anything. I mean, it doesn't matter.
And that is one thing, like, kind of taken out that I wanted to kind of put on the table. And maybe we have time and we can do an episode about it. With that type of thinking is why don't we have Once Upon a Time in Hollywood or something like catered around like actual event rather than and I understand like we have a parameter of it has to be a remake or a sequel, but some of these things that we didn't even think about the first time we did this was, serial killer vibe, true crime vibe or is this something that we kind of carry on and just take the torch throughout the season, throughout the year as we go, as we have time?
Oh man, you do Christmas horror.
Yeah, we can do it pretty much anytime. There's many different options
do
we
it
could do. So, I mean, there's plenty of Halloweens coming, but you know, we could do it anytime.
Are there 50 Thanksgiving movies?
No, we got a new one coming out though.
I'm talking about just Thanksgiving.
Is there
In general?
has there been
Yeah.
a Thanksgiving horror?
No, it's
Not yet. It's about to be.
Yeah.
Eli Roth has got his Thanksgiving.
Speaking of a guy that, like, what do you make of? Like, I'm a fan of his work.
Yeah.
I like him. He's one of my tops. Yeah, definitely.
Dude, I like Knock Knock. Make get shit on.
Yeah, it's good. I watched it not long ago.
It's got bad acting. Keanu went too great in it.
Yeah. But, you know.
It's fine.
What just back on track with this is what movies do you think are going to be standouts, like going deep? Like the ones I brought up early are, for me, Strangers 2. And my favorite scene in that film is the pool scene. When the lights come on and they're playing, what song came on, Cobb?
I don't know, just a random 80s song that goes
And
real well.
it had that 80s vibe, and it almost felt like Will Ferrell, Land of the Lost. I don't want to die in a limo kind of vibe. You know, it's like,
Yeah.
oh God, I really just don't want not here.
Yeah.
And really knocked it out of the park. And then when I think about like the trash movie that I'm going to throw in there is Hills Have Eyes 2.
Yeah, the movie's garbage.
Yeah.
And I'm throwing it in there like knowing it's literal garbage, but Hills Have Eyes 1, chef's kiss.
It was. 2 was a joke.
Yeah.
I mean, it happens like that. That's the thing about why we're doing sequels, because sequels normally don't add up to the first one. There are some sequels that are better than the first.
And
So-
Danny, was it you or Cobb that brought up like throwing remix in the mate? Because I really thought that really shook the batter up.
That was kind of me and him on the way to Birmingham last week.
Yeah.
What was y'all doing?
We kind of went and saw the 20th anniversary screening of House of a Thousand Corpses.
So we saw all three.
Yeah, we finally saw all three in the same
Yeah.
theater at that. So that was
a lot of people turn out for it?
There was probably 8, if that,
Yeah.
maybe 8 altogether. But hey,
What did y'all go do it on a Sunday night, or how'd y'all go do it?
Sunday night. Yeah,
Yeah.
it was last Sunday.
Yeah, where the fuck was that at?
I don't know.
I don't know.
I got a text message that Saturday night at work. I'm like, oh man, forgot all about that.
Yeah.
Guess I'll change my plans. And I was like, I gotta go. I'm already 2 for 3. Might as well make it 3.
Well,
for
talk a
3.
little bit about that experience, dude. I mean, like y'all caught the Grindhouse,
Oh yeah, that was
the following, and then now this.
Yeah. That was the main reason, because we saw both the double feature last 4 years ago, whatever, and then it just so happened that they did the same theater and released it for 2 nights only. So yeah, so we
went and ate at Twin Peaks.
Yeah,
I didn't know what that was about.
turned them on to some.
The little greeter, the woman was bent over the little bar part where they seat you. I was like, damn, her cheeks are hanging out. I was like, oh, lady, let her go out like
They
that.
call it
But,
Twin Peaks for
yeah,
a reason.
It was. I didn't know it was Hooter-esque
Yeah,
like
it was-
that. I was like, oh, that's their thing. That's a waiter.
Mm.
That was the only time.
Turned them on to some fine dining.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was a fun night though.
That was like my only human activities, because we went to the theater and we go to the ticket window and it's like,
Not a soul.
what's going on?
There was
here?
one person
Then
giving out
there's like
popcorn.
This little dude walks by us and goes straight in. I guess he had like you can have a membership to that theater.
Yeah.
Because they play like old stuff like Back to the Future. They was like having on the previews.
Thank God that still exists, though.
Yeah.
You know what?
But
Definitely.
the little dude that was a member of it paid like a little touchscreen
Whatever.
thing. All right, we watched the movie. He gets gassed at a Flying J in Northport. And first off, I go get a Monster energy drink. And there's a notebook paper taped to the door. It says back in 10 minutes. I'm like, I don't know what your 10 minutes is. I'm hoping it's a minute.
Like,
for
did
me.
you put
I
that
don't-
up 2
I don't-
minutes ago?
I don't know if I'm at the 9 or if I'm at the
Yeah,
1.
like,
Yeah, but anyway, it's like 2 minutes later. So I go
when
in.
you put a warning out there, like write the time slip down. It's like,
I'll be back at this exact time.
dog, I took my 10-minute at 10:10, so I'll be back at 10:20. All right, roughly.
But I go get a Monster and I set it up on the counter. And she's like, you got to set it in that thing. I'm like, what? It's like a big frame rectangle thing. I was like, okay. I was like,
For why though?
she
To
was-
ring it up?
yeah. I was like, what is this doing? She's like, it weighs, it tells her what it is. I was like, I don't like it.
Yeah. The girl doesn't have to do anything. You just
Yeah,
get there and it does it.
Does she realize what she's doing to
That's what
herself?
I was asking.
Yeah.
Then I would go to pay her, and she's like, "You pay down
Pay
there,"
that,
and like
yeah.
self checkout thing. I was like, "This thing is replacing you."
She was just there to show,
It
tell
won't-
them how it worked. That was it.
This thing won't have to be back in 10 minutes. It will be here.
Yeah.
Dude, I'll be honest with you. Like I don't know. I haven't been inside of Taco Bell here in Columbus, but the Taco Bell in Starkville.
Yeah, it's got a little.
You go in there, you order on the kiosk.
They've got a screen here.
and
Yeah.
it doesn't miss.
Yeah, I use
you
it.
can.
I'm
It's just like
guilty of
ordering
that.
off the app. That's all I ever do.
I'm
I order off
guilty
the
of
app.
it.
So
Well, sometimes I don't want to go through the drive-in, and I feel bad because I'm like trying to take my time on the menu. So I just
Yeah,
go
that's-
in and do that.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah,
the
I
same
feel
way.
that way too.
that's
dude.
why I
Like,
order ahead on the app
yeah.
all the time.
But man, it's like, man, I bartend or I cook at a local place here, and I'm thinking about how these, what's the right word for like a Taco Bell or McDonald's, like a franchise chain,
Yeah.
and how these people have been like begging for pay raises for flipping hamburgers forever, and now that technology has caught up, is like
No,
you're just not gonna have
Yeah,
anything.
exactly.
You're just going to have to learn to be the guy who fixes those.
And
Somebody's going to have to be around.
Yeah, gonna be one person managing
Who
it
else
at
is
least
going
one
to
way or the
feed
other.
Klopp Schwab and the other elites?
fair enough, but I mean it's.
Somebody got to do the heavy lifting.
It's ridiculous, and like granted it's a part-time job, it's something I do for fun, and I think I make $8 an hour
Nice.
at my side piece,
Yeah,
but it's a labor of love.
Yeah.
Like I'm doing it to hang out because I don't care anymore about being in the nightlife, but like being
but if you're there,
but if you're there and
Yeah.
making money,
yeah, why not?
why not?
Yeah.
So I don't know.
But yeah, he got a taste of the future though.
Yeah, I'm like, we'll see you later. I'm going back to the woods.
Yeah. We're just getting ready for another COVID. I think this is all there is to it.
Well, I don't.
No
You
interaction.
know, at one time, I would believe that it was so wild to
you
me.
believed it. I saw that when they finally had football crowds again, college football started up, and then Virginia Tech came out to enter Sandman. Those people were losing their mind. I was like, Alan, these people are not going back in.
No, they're not.
Nope.
No, they're not. And so, like the narrative kind of shifted, and so along with spooky season, I want to throw this spooky thing in is false flags and things that are happening currently. And we can get on and get off of this, but
Water crisis supposed to be next.
that's what they say. Water
That's what
crisis.
that lady said at the WEF.
Word Economic Forum. Klaus
We gotta get back
Schwab.
to spooky season.
But yeah, back to spooky season. Just be on the lookout for that. You think turning the water off at Gaza is bad? Wait till they turn all water off, baby.
It's crazy, man, watching war on your little rectangle in your pocket.
Ain't that wild?
I run off well water sometimes.
And
I wish I was this guy on the way to Birmingham. Like, I was looking at Twitter or X, seeing like, man, this war is crazy. He's like, what are you talking about?
Like
I'm
what?
like, dude, I'm jealous of you. I wish I didn't know nothing like that.
no, I mean earlier on the pre-recorded episode of Man Up, I did a entire I interpreted an entire Joseph Robinette Biden speech,
Yeah.
and their remark was, "You care about a lot of things,"
Yeah.
and wow. Like most people are just living their lives and not thinking about that, but here you are. And props to you, Danny. Like because like a lot of times, like I'll bring something up worldly to you, and you're like,
But
I don't know,
I have no clue.
for better
just-
or worse. And I think it's better in that way to where you're not stressing yourself out, and you're not.
I mean, I'm living here, not there. Is basically what it is.
Fair
I'm
At least you don't talk about it.
Yeah,
If
I'm
you
just-
don't know it, don't
Oh,
try
yeah.
to.
I'm not going to try to blow your
Because
smoke
I
up your
have
ass.
people that try to debate me. I'm like, you
I was
obviously
like, I have
don't
no
know what-
clue. Yeah.
I may be dumb, but I know this. You're just in a cult.
I mean, I feel bad about it, and I learned from history.
No, it's
but
great, dude.
it's
I'm kinda jealous.
it's just one of those things.
Anyway, move it back, Cobb.
Anybody like Piranha? I got that. That's a remake.
That was
Piranha was a
Piranha.
remake?
Yeah.
What if we threw it back to Anaconda? Is that a remake by
No,
any
it's gonna be a
chance?
big negative there.
No, there's an Anaconda too, though. You could throw that in there,
It
but
was
I
su-
wouldn't.
it was
But I wouldn't
such
work.
dog shit.
Yeah, I wouldn't do it.
The Fly's a remake.
To be honest with you, think about sequels. One you probably wouldn't think about it, but needs to go in there. Scary Movie 2.
Why didn't that even?
Yeah.
Scary Movie 2. It's going in there.
That was I don't know. I don't remember if Scary Movie 2 or 3 was my favorite.
2 was mine. That was
I think
Strong Hand.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
No,
yeah.
the thing I took away from 3 was she's in half. Do you think I could have a little time with
the other
the
bottom half?
half?
Yeah.
What do you mean? Just a little bit of with the donut.
Yeah. But yeah, no,
Anyway.
2 is definitely my favorite of the scary movies, and it's got to go in there. I mean, it's
and that might be that's my thing is that's why we're doing this tonight.
exactly. See, there's a big realm you can do. Yes, okay, you've got sci-fi, you've got all this other, and then you've got comedy horror too. So it's all there. It's still sequel. Doesn't matter. There's not really any kind of direction on that. If it's part 2 of something and it's considered a Halloween movie or whatever it might be.
What
that
about
works.
this? Hulu had their own version of like Hellraiser again.
Yeah.
Is that a remake? The one with the female pinhead?
Well, I don't know. I don't know that. Yeah, it wasn't really
I'd
a
have to
remake
watch it.
of the. I mean, it was a remake
Yeah.
of
It's just called Hellraiser.
I've been at a point of crisis lately, boys. I'll tell you, like,
I like that one too.
signing
bad.
into Netflix and having all these horror films recommended, and I've been ingesting them. It's like, and there's all these new ones, and I have no idea what they are and what they're about, and so they don't really fit the genre of what we're trying to do.
Yeah.
But like, I've already traumatized myself halfway through October to where like I'm like,
For real, it does nothing to me.
Yeah.
like when I watch TV, it's like I have prepared a meal and I'm putting on something to watch with it.
Yeah.
And
I fall asleep too.
he's
bored
a true G, boys and girls.
I had young parents, man. Let me watch whatever I wanted to. So I'm like, it's my whole life.
What about you, man? Like, how does it?
I don't even have a TV in my bedroom at all, so I'll watch me. I mean, I can watch me. It don't bother me a bit.
But you got a fan or something? Because I gotta have.
Oh yeah, I got noise. I got a noisemaker. Don't worry about that. But yeah, I can watch them no problem at all. That's usually what I do. I'm the same way with you, like you. If I'm sitting down eating, gonna watch something, but I'll just put on a horror movie. Half the time, that's normally what I've been watching for the last 3-4 months anyway. So, but
Right on there.
every now and then I'll throw in a little comedy just to kind of mix it up. But
Yeah, that's my thing. Is I thought Netflix did a really good job with the live action of the One Piece anime, and I've been going back and watching the anime version of One Piece. And then on top of that, for being October, getting prepared for this, is I'm force feeding myself horror films, and
just trying to keep up. Yeah,
just trying to because like you got Cobb he's a titan in the field.
Yeah.
He's going to have some things on his list that we have no clue what the hell they are. I know that, but it's
Funny games.
what happens.
Yeah, I've never heard of that.
See, that's why I wanted to get the list up, 2 weeks ahead of time. So if if you wanted to watch something that was on the list, then you could. You don't have to, but
It's got Naomi Watts in it.
Yeah.
You know her.
Yeah, she's
one of my
good.
favorite actresses.
Yeah. Mulholland Drive.
There you go.
Yeah.
But yeah, so
Let's see if what streaming services is on.
some other sequels. X.
Yeah, I got it.
Definitely.
No,
I've already got that
yeah.
one on there too.
I already
So.
won. Dang, it's only on Amazon too. Two psychopaths.
That's where I saw it pop
Amazon
up.
Man
Yeah,
take
yeah,
a
yeah.
family hostage in their cat.
And that's another thing, just the way that we stream and do things now. It's like you got Peacock, HBO, or it's just go now.
So many.
You have
different ones.
Hulu,
Max.
you have
Mhm.
It was Max.
Yep.
You had Netflix, and like now you have Disney Plus, and like eventually I think we're gonna come all the way around.
Back to one more thing. Yeah.
No, dog. These days are over with.
You think so?
Yeah.
like these
I
monopolies.
mean, it's pretty much what it is right now. Anyway, I mean, your people have taken away satellite, all these channels and everything for how much it costs, and now
Eventually-
you've got 50 different streaming services you're paying for, which costs the same as much as satellite. So it's the same thing. It's just now you have a choice.
Eventually, it's
That's
going to be
basically all
like
there is to it,
this.
so.
What a hard day at work.
Yep. Just put your face on and be done.
It's so wild for you to put it that way, Bubba.
I'll be
Very
aggravating
fun.
I'll be aggravating dudes at work, young dudes. And I'm like, hey, what are you going to do in the metal world? So I ain't going in that. It's like, man, you ain't going to have no choice, dude. It's going to be paradise. You love anime. You can go to your anime. You could cornhole your own favorite anime chick.
Mm-hmm.
Man, they ain't doing that to me.
Mm-hmm.
It's gonna download you right into it.
Yeah, it's gonna happen. And I
And
mean,
one day-
just look at the dystopian nightmare that we're living in right now. It's like, man,
One day
I was looking at my savings account.
yeah.
That's scary, isn't it?
There's no savings.
That's what happens.
Dude, it's like the amount I got in there is the amount it is.
It's got to be a certain amount, though, don't it?
It doesn't accrue interest anymore.
There's a minimum.
Yeah.
And like I'm looking at like, God, dog, I just don't understand how. Like, and maybe I understand why people, do what they do. They're just out for bread, and then they go raid Gucci. I just
Did it all for the good.
what things? Yeah, that's what Limp Bizkit did, or
Stupid lyrics. By the way.
but I don't know where we're gonna go from here. And like, I guess the point of like doing the horror show, talking about these horror films, it gives us a little bit of a release from the actual horror that we live in.
Yeah. Things could be worse. We could
Yeah.
have random people knocking on our
We
door and
could
trying to
be
kill us.
living in Gaza.
Damn, dog. Yeah, we could be.
But I aggravated the dude at work, though. I said, hey, Seth, hate to tell you this, but you're already in meta.
We're
You're in it right now.
You just clocked in.
I saw it. It was Dystopian Nightmare. And it was just introduced, and like you can now get these windows that let's just say your windows here,
Yeah.
to where you could have beachfront property right there out
Oh, yeah.
your window.
Oh, yeah.
Or if you wanted to have mountains or volcano, whatever you wanted, you could just
right there.
have it projected.
Mhm.
And it was like, how dystopian, how Orwellian.
Some of that good digital vitamin D shining through.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's exactly what they want. Who are they? World Economic
Yeah.
Forum type. Dude, I was driving through Artesia, Mississippi, and Cato Media, shout out to y'all. We follow each other on Instagram. He recently did a flyover of a solar farm in Artesia, and I wouldn't have commented on it if I hadn't. I was driving in Artesia. I was looking for land to buy.
Yeah.
And I was thinking Artesia. I was like, no one ever heard of this. No one thinks about this. Let me just go see if there's some land. And I was just driving out, and it caught my eye. I was driving on this country back road, barely paved like Mount Carmel, Cobb.
Yeah.
With that slag top,
Rocky.
that rocky slag top.
Yeah.
And riding down there, and then next thing you know, there's a great wide open, and I look to my right, and it is nothing but
Solar panels.
And then I look in the history of that land. They killed hundreds to 500 to 800-year-old live oaks to create that.
To make that. Yep.
And I was like, oh, you're for the environment, huh?
For the environment, that's a Trojan horse.
Yeah. And what does it do? To my knowledge, not jack shit.
How good are those things on a day like this where it's overcast?
I mean, how good would it be in the Northeast where it's winter 7
How good would it
months
be in
out of the
Alaska
year?
when it's like 3 months of darkness?
I doubt they have them there.
So we're moving away from.
I was just like,
We're moving away
if
from.
you lived in Alaska and they was trying to preach it to you, like, what are we gonna do?
Yeah, we're moving away from horror films to true dystopian. But like to wrap up,
the real horror.
Hey, yeah, the real horror is coming. We're just trying to give you a little delight so that we can laugh it off together. But what I guess to walk it out the door, what are go ahead.
I forgot one of my sequels though. 28 Weeks Later.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
Maybe
good one.
the
Definitely.
best.
Mm-hmm. Hostel too.
Dude, like 28 weeks
Not
later.
a bad.
28 weeks later up on
And what's
Hostel
crazy
2.
is, man, I watched Hostel 1 and 2, and then I've been in 2 hostels in Central and South America, and that was framed in the back of my mind.
Mm-hmm.
And without that, I feel like my observance and
Would have been completely
awareness,
different.
like I was checking everything out,
Yep.
you know. So at one turn, it's like, yeah, man, these horror movies, they shouldn't be making this stuff. It just freaks people out. But also it gives you situational awareness.
Mm-hmm. What about Zombieland Double Tap?
Counts.
Yes, definitely.
I like it.
Me too.
I'm
Me
actually,
too.
Zombieland 2 is actually in my
Yeah.
list.
All right. Awesome. Good. Glad to hear it.
Yeah.
Needs to be in there.
Fun horror.
Great stuff.
Yep. Definitely.
And so I guess it'll just come down to who, and the way that we did it last year, boys and girls, was like we would draw movies out of a plastic bag on raffles of paper. I think we got a better mechanism this year.
Yeah, we're going a little bit more upscale.
But and then whoever drew it had to defend it. And the problem that we ran into was sometimes you didn't see the movie.
Yeah.
And you didn't know what to do with it. And so the other guy would draw a movie that you actually know and love, and you were like, well, can't do anything about that. And so like what we're hoping for this year is like something that you have to appeal to reason. You have to appeal to everyone else on the show. And that'll be your winner.
Yeah.
What is there going to be 3 of us?
I have no idea. It might be 4, it might be 5.
Well, if it's 3, it's an odd number. It can have a winner.
Well, if that's the way it is, that's the way it is.
Just how it goes. We just have to decide. Just like last year, I mean, we all kind of, I mean, I was holding on dear to House of a Thousand Corpses, but y'all made me decide. So yeah, that's what happens. So. But yeah, that's how it goes. You just gotta
follow your heart, Daniel.
That's right. You just gotta shed a tear and go on. But yeah.
Anything else to do before we?
Oh man, when we went to see House of Thousand Corpses, Rob Zombie had like a little video of him before.
Yeah.
He's talking about where he tried so many times to get it under NC-17 rating. So
it took him 3 years. 3
Yeah.
years to get it.
So he chopped it up so many times. Sit here. What about now? Can it get an R rating? No, chop it up some more. Now. But I thought, dude, he's about to play the unedited version. He's like, no, it's gone. I don't know where it's at.
It has no clue where they're
I wonder what,
Yeah.
I was ready to watch a 3-hour House of Thousand Corpses.
That opens up a can of worms, man. Like a lot of times, the best part about a horror film, especially if it's low budget, is it's not actually seeing the act be done. It's the aftermath.
Yeah.
And that, I mean, that's how you get away with being low budget. But man, just to see like what an OG House of a Thousand Corpses would have looked like.
Yeah.
I love the way it opens up in that gas station. You can tell it's like a Hollywood set. It's cozy, campy to me.
And all of a sudden, then you get to the house.
Yeah, the little best little whorehouse in Texas
Yeah,
house.
that was the house from that movie. That's
I didn't know that.
I did not know that until we saw that movie. Yeah, that was good information.
So when you went to the screen, was there like Rob Zombie like dialogue like on the screen talking about it?
No,
he just had a little like I don't know,
I forget
a
what
little 10-minute, if that, little just kind of him standing there talking about why, about been out 20 years. 23 years actually, he said, but it's been 20 years since it was in theaters, so they re-released it.
It played like behind the scenes interviews and stuff.
Yeah,
for that was like 5 minutes.
He was talking about he wasn't going out to make a cult classic, but how the fans have turned it into one, and how he was just honored to be able to re-release it. You know,
he ain't got nothing on his IMDb coming soon.
What I think about that is like no one like that ever, I think, considers that. I mean, even think about The Room, with Wazoo, right?
Yeah, we're bringing that back.
I might as well when you're talking about cult classics. Like when someone sets out on a journey, like you don't know it's going to be what it is until it happens, and then you look back, years have gone by.
Do you know what The Room is? It's like one of the worst movies ever, but it's like
The Disaster
so bad.
Artist, James Franco made of.
Yeah, I showed it to Alan. He was like obsessed with it for like months. Oh, hi, Mark.
I'm still obsessed with it.
have not seen it. No.
It's bad. Like I seen like scenes from it. It's pretty bad. Like,
but I mean, like to the Rob Zombie thing is like, yeah, you have your music and you have your cult following there, and then like you're making movies too, and so automatically, like if you have fans, people are going to be drawn to what you do. And like for him to be like 20, 23 years later is like, I had no idea. It's like, I don't buy it.
Yeah.
You know,
Knew something was going to happen.
You knew something.
Yeah. But still, it was good. It was nice.
Final thoughts? Anything to do before we walk it out?
Just try to think of more, I reckon.
Yeah, we're just gonna try to build up the best list we possibly can and go from there.
Join us October 29th. Is that the day?
Is it 29th?
Is that Friday?
That's Sunday.
October 29th.
You really want that Friday, don't you?
27th is Friday.
Oh.
29th is
Do you want that Friday? I'll take off.
Care. It don't matter. I'm taking off regardless. It's spooky season. It's Halloween. I take off every year.
Right on. Danny, Cobb, thank y'all.